Francis Ngannou shocked the world in his boxing debut against Tyson Fury, but Mike Tyson thinks Francis was robbed. Not many pros believed that Francis could really stand a chance against Tyson Fury before the fight, but Francis proved that he could hold his own against the greatest by going 10 rounds and losing by a controversial split decision. Chris Eubank Jr. actually believed that Tyson deserved to lose after seeing the fight. He stated, "Watching from ringside, I thought Ngannou won the fight. It was close, but he was the aggressor, landed heavier shots, and scored a knockdown. Fury deserved to lose after having so much trouble against a man who's never boxed before. Too much time filming Netflix specials, not enough time in the gym, I'm guessing. Unlucky Francis." Ariel Helwani wasn't too happy about the split decision either. Ariel posted, "Bull. Francis won that fight. I don't care what anyone says. People's champ. All hail." Roberto Duran called out Tyson Fury and said that he definitely lost.
How did you score it? Were you impressed?
Henry Cejudo thinks that Francis did much more than just prove himself to the boxing world. Henry stated, "The biggest upset in combat sports history. Francis Ngannou just became the lineal world heavyweight boxing champion." Junior Dos Santos doesn't understand how the judges scored the fight, and he thought that Francis was robbed.
For MMA Junkie.
Yeah.
Junior, how do you, hold on real quick. Junior, how do you score that?
I don't know how they saw that result. Francis won this fight. He won this fight, you know. Much respect to Tyson. He's amazing. But Francis won this fight, you know.
You think he was robbed?
I don't know how those guys saw something different than that, you know. It's not amateur boxing. It's not Olympic boxing. It's a professional boxing, you know. The most effective punches count more. And the good punch came from Francis. Tyson Fury was only touching him and avoiding the fight. Come on.
Eddie Hearn definitely thinks that Francis won the fight, and he thinks Tyson might be losing a step. Eddie stated, "I thought Ngannou won by 2 rounds. You have one guy who never boxed before fighting another guy who also looked like he never boxed before. A complete novice, in everybody's book, just beat Tyson Fury. Ngannou won that fight. He dropped him, and they did very little at the back end of the fight. I watched it back, and it didn't even look like a big shot. I don't know if his resistance is gone." On top of that, Eddie didn't think that anyone is interested in Tyson's upcoming fight thanks to how he performed in this one. Eddie stated, "I'm absolutely lost for words. Fury looked like he'd never laced up a pair of gloves before. I thought Ngannou won by 2 rounds. Forget Fury versus Usyk. No one's interested. Just give us Fury versus Anthony Joshua. AJ will knock Fury out inside 6 rounds." Lou DiBello thought that Francis controlled the whole fight, and he thought Francis should be embarrassed. Lou stated, "Couldn't you see those cards coming? Yeah, it was close, but a fighting man/novice scored the only knockdown, landed the harder punches, and controlled the pace of the fight. The heavyweight champion of the world shrugged this one off and embarrassed #boxing. Hard to do." Sonny Edwards didn't think that Tyson really expected that much of a fight out of Francis. Sonny stated, "Fury massively overlooked Ngannou, fought himself in deeper water than he thought he would, and couldn't get out of it. Close fight on those scorecards, but have Francis Ngannou edging the rounds out when he needed to." Regis Prograis expected a lot more out of Tyson Fury, and he posted, "That was a fight. Expected a lot better. No matter the outcome, win, lose, or draw, Ngannou won." Lennox Lewis definitely thought the fight was one of the most lackluster wins of Tyson's career. Lennox stated, "The lion can't let the shark come into the jungle and nearly beat him. Ngannou's stock is up, Fury's stock is down, and a lackluster win for Fury." Even though Tyson Fury has admitted that he prepared quite a bit for this fight, Charlie Edwards doesn't think that it was enough. Charlie stated, "Fury has not prepared properly for this fight. It's actually sad to see. Too many fingers and too many pies maybe. Not focusing totally on boxing, thinking he had an easy touch could be the downfall here." Carl Froch thinks that Francis didn't get his hand raised because of Tyson's upcoming fight with Alexander Usyk. Carl stated, Ngannou boxed brilliantly. I thought he won by 2 or 3 rounds. Fury versus Alexander Usyk is signed. That's the reason I think Ngannou didn't get the nod. It's corruption at the highest level. Fury's talking about, I'm not bothered about my legacy. It's a good job he's not, because at the minute his legacy is in tatters. Francis Ngannou was obviously upset about the decision loss, and he definitely thinks there should have been sanctioned judges for the fight. Francis stated, I think it's a shame for boxing. Those judges should be sanctioned. Those kinds of decisions mess up a lot of people's careers. It's not the first thing I've found in this boxing world that's kind of There's a lot of stuff here, and we're gonna point it out. I don't care whatever anybody says and what they do here, I'm just gonna expose that. Teddy Atlas was very impressed by Francis, and he was very surprised with how Tyson was trying to deal with him.
Definitely the first 4 rounds, with the knockdown, and you had to have Ngannou ahead early. The first half, 4 or 5 rounds with the knockdown, you had to have it. The fight was close, but you probably had Ngannou ahead early, and then Fury got better for a moment. He stabilized himself a little bit. It's like he got woken up from a bad dream. Oh shoot, this guy's better than I thought he was.
Brendan Schaub had a good feeling that the judges were going to score this in a weird way, and he thought that Francis definitely won. Brendan stated, before this, all boxing judges score this fight. Francis Ngannou won that fight, regardless of what these salty dinosaur judges tell you. Aljamain Sterling definitely thought that Francis won that fight, and he was very happy about how Francis handled himself. Sterling stated, Francis, super impressive that you can make the argument of him winning this. Conor pioneered the way for this, and Francis Ngannou busted the gates wide open. This is proof that with the right preparation, the MMA guys can more than hang with the best boxers around. For the record, I had Francis winning. Mike Tyson definitely thought that Francis won that, and he stated, how did you score it? That's what I thought. Francis won. It wasn't a robbery because everyone knows the outcome. On top of that, Mike also posted this on his social media and stated, the true champ of the evening, Francis Ngannou. So proud of how you performed. Mike was also proud of the Superman punch Francis managed to get in at the end of the fight.
Superman punch. Superman punch. That's what they do in the UFC.
You teach him that?
Not that one. Not that one. I told him to use it though. It's almost over.
That knockdown's going to decide it, man.
That was a good one.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.